What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday live stream. Again, today we'll be doing some Mythic Pluses. This week it's Sanguine, Volcanic, which is two really easy affixes. If you guys haven't jumped out there, I suggest you do. Let's jump into this vault first. But yeah, if you guys haven't jumped out there this week, I suggest you do. Sanguine Volcanic is two easy affixes to deal with. So I just queued up for a +7 Vault of the Wardens. That's what we're going to run right now. If you guys want to see any particular dungeon, let me know, and I'll try my best to find a group for it. Or if you guys want to see anything else, just let me know. What's up, Rapid? Welcome to the live stream, man. So I'm flying over to Vault right now. Sanguine is very buffed up now. Yeah, I did a few yesterday. Yeah, Sanguine is very buffed up now in comparison to what it used to be. I did a upper Kara yesterday. Now you actually have to worry about where to kill mobs. Okay, I haven't done COS or Arcway actually. So now I'm waiting for someone else for a summon. Yeah, somebody else just landed here. We do need one healer. It should be good. +7 shouldn't be too bad. Have you guys unlocked your flying yet? Let's get some summons. Yeah, and then this week we have the rep bonus. So if you guys are, grinding out your flying still, it'll be a lot easier this week because you can just do your world quest and you'll get a ton more rep. I was getting 113 rep per quest right now. Oh, and then did you guys get your Mind Riddler's worm as well? Look at that. Everybody's rocking that mount right now. Free mount, just go around collecting the pages. There's a healer wait. Alright, here we go. We're good to go. What's up, Merc? Good to see you at the live stream. Merc, did you just jump right into tanking? Did you start practicing in Daily Heroics or LFR or something? Why? I am in North America. I'm in the US servers. Alright, so it's supposed to be a +7. We'll see how it goes. Luke, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the kind words, man. Thank you for the support. Alright, so a +7 shouldn't be too bad. We'll get to see both Sanguine and Volcanic. Since we don't have raging or bolstering or anything, I can just keep chain pulling. So we'll see how that goes. And with Vault, I like to see how my team is going to do by pulling this first group. So let's see how we handle this. So there it is, the first death happened. As soon as these mobs start going down, just start backpedaling away from them. You do see Sanguine right here. The pools are a lot bigger and they do a lot more damage and healing now. So you guys got to be careful of that. Also, you do see Volcanic over here in the corner. Just going off every now and then. We do have a melee heavy group. We have just a hunter. So I do have to watch out for all those Volcanics. And then with Sanguine, I do want to pull these guys back so that they leave space for the next pull. See that? That's a lot of damage right there. But I'll try to body pull this. I mean, I'll try to LOS pull this. Sometimes you get groups that let you, sometimes you don't. And the reason I like to LOS pull that is because of all the little guys in the back. Those guys can all jump in and cause a lot of mayhem. Even just because they're not very difficult to take down, you know, they still drop Sanguine puddles. So there we go, we're starting to get a lot of the puddles. So what I'll do is I'll plan out kind of like a path. Everybody just kind of went down already. Alright. So you have to be very aware of where these pools are going to stay. You see, look at that. That was not the Sanguine of before. That's a lot more Sanguine on the ground. Alright, so basically what you want to do is start planning out a route to kind of take everything. So if you guys are familiar with Curator and how he works, that's basically what you want to do here. Plan out a route to take to kind of run all the way to the end. And you want to plan out your stuns so that you don't use them as soon as things go down. Because if you stun them on top of Sanguine puddles, they will heal up. What's up, Pac-Man? Well, I'm glad you still enjoyed the Arcway, by the way. Even though it was as DPS. Yeah, if you run lower stuff, Merc, if you run like a Heroic or even just a Mythic 0, a lot of groups are just gonna rush through it. Even if you ask them to let you practice. This boss is also different now in Vault of the Wardens. He goes from tanking to DPS spec, and it's not one or the other. He kind of switches back and forth now. So we do see Volcanic is still active over here in the corner. But yeah, this week is a very good week if you guys need to get out there and get your plus 10s, get some gear, farm AP. This week is a very good week for that. First time to do a plus 15. Whatever you guys need to do, you guys should do it this week. I have a feeling that they normally do very easy weeks like this, and then they do something like Necrotic next week or Skittish this next week. So you see that Paladin over here? He pulled all this for us, which is perfect. Don't want to stand on that Volcanic. And fortunately, these imps do not spawn Sanguine. I hadn't done Vault of the Wardens this week, so I don't know if that had been changed at all. Alright, I'll take a look at that right now, Ant. While I wait for the elevator boss. Oh, I see what you're talking about. I don't know why it's cut off. I'm sorry about that. Luke, I just started gearing up my Resto Druid. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I started doing LFR. Well, I ran a bunch of heroics till LFR, till I could jump in LFR, and then I started doing some Mythic Zeros. Again, for this guy, I like to save a few skills that I'm not really going to be using throughout the encounter for that cooldown. So I use Interrupt, I use Spell Reflect. Those are two moves I don't really use a lot for the boss fight, or at least for this boss fight. And then if both of those are on cooldown, I'll use a longer cooldown, like a 1 minute cooldown. So you should walk into Inquisitor knowing which cooldowns you're gonna use for Sap Soul. Yeah, you should attempt some Mythic Pluses this week, on your tank and on your healer. Yeah, this week isn't too bad. If this is your first time jumping into Mythic Pluses on a new tune or whatever, this will be a good week. Also, if any of you guys out there are trying to push like your plus 15 or anything, this is the week to do it.
4, 3, 2.
All right, and now we'll just run across and get this guy down with our Blade Dancer. Our healer wasn't here for that Inquisitor fight, so we'll see. Where the hell is our healer? I mean, we should be fine without a healer for trash. Alright, so I'll pull these guys over here to the side so that we all have a nice little hallway to walk through. But you'll see that I start pulling them back, let them die out there. And now she doesn't have to stand on Sanguine. We have a bit of an area to run through. So it's all about placing the bodies, basically. Resto Druids, by the way, Merc, are really good in Legion. Although most healers are just about even, most healers can perform pretty well. I would say Resto Druids are at the top for sure. $871, Luke, I would say the highest. You could push a plus 10, but comfortably, I would say plus 7, plus 8. Once you go into a plus 10 with the new affix, I don't know where our healer is. So I would say once you start getting into the plus 10 territory, that's when you should start being careful with your gear. But you can do everything up to that point pretty good. Alright, our healer is way too far. We're going to try this without a healer. Let's see how it goes. Let's hope everybody doesn't take a ton of AoE damage. We also have really good DPS, so should be fine. Let's just avoid everything. Let's not take any damage. Yeah, we have really good DPS for this mythic. Oh, I moved it the wrong way. Alright. We're good to go. That guy read my mind. That warrior left the same time I did. Alright. A lot of people are almost going down. We're good. We're good. Oh, and I just used heroic leap. I don't have my leaf shoulders anymore. So we haven't had a healer since the first boss. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, here's our healer. I see him running up. Yeah, no problem, Luke. You should be able to do a +7 just fine. Especially this week where +7 is easily dodged just by running around it, Sanguine, and not getting hit by the volcanoes. Because this week is trash hits harder at a +10, so you need to be a little careful. Some instances are going to be really hard too with that. I am also trying out some new music, by the way. Alright, so for this guy, we have such good DPS that we should be able to get him down in just one of these frozen moments. So I'll save my burst. Time to jump in there. Yeah, more warrior mobility is not that big of an issue at all. The class that has the mobility issues are DKs right now, and I feel a little bad for them when you do something like Trial of Valor and you need to run away from a spear. I feel a little bit bad from DK. Alright, and if you kill that big guy, the Dreadlord, his spawn dies, so just tunnel him. And this next guy, I always like pulling him in. Once everybody catches up, I'll pull him into the room. Just so that as soon as he dies, you can either jump into the elevator or not. You basically find out if you're going to be going into the elevator right then. That's a little deadly with Volcanic. If you have a Paladin healer, what he can do is whoever's getting tormented can get Blessing of Freedom, and you can actually just run out of that. So you don't have to worry about that at all. Just like that, that person can get Blessing of Freedom. They can just run right out of that. Alright. The guy who's hitting 1 mil damage is this warrior. He's a Fury warrior. I don't know who he is. I mean, this is just a PUG. His name is Odib. They did redo the trash for Vault of the Wardens in 7.2, so there's a lot less you have to worry about. Oh wow, I didn't. Yeah, I haven't played a Blood DK in a while, so I didn't know you guys got nerfed or anything. And we got some aggro over here. Alright. This isn't too bad except for the fact that since it is Sanguine, we're going to get quite a bit of pools stacked on top of each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay... Oh man, that Volcanic. Here we go. That was a good clear. And then for this guy, just pull this Broodmother all the way to the wall over here so you can cleave. Whenever you can get some cleave damage and not affect everybody, you should. And then there's a Sanguine. Hopefully the spirit wants to move. No, the spirit does not want to move. Alright. I mean, it's a possibility. I didn't look into Blood DKs. Although, when I have tanked, Blood DKs were the only other tank that I really did enjoy. For me, tanking was either on a warrior or on a DK. The self sustain on a DK was really appealing and actually really fun. All right, let's just jump in here. Yeah, this warrior is insane. All right, let's start dodging this. Oh god, all right, that's all the way at the corner. All right, so we have to dodge this wall first, and then this wall. Got it. And then, all right. And I'll run up here to start getting rid of some of this creeping doom. Or not creeping doom. Start getting rid of some of this. And normally I take the light just because people don't really handle the pools very well, but it should actually be one of your ranged, a healer or a ranged DPS or something. So there we go. That's a Vault of the Warden 7, 3 chested. Nicolas, it does. I really do think that warriors have some of the best tank mobility. I used to have the heroic leaf shoulders too, which made it even better, but not anymore. I got best in slot. The new key, it wasn't my key, but the new key is a vault plus 10. And oh man, that warrior left. Alright, I was gonna stick around and do it, but that warrior was single-handedly carrying the group. Actually, can we tell? Yeah, everybody's starting to leave. All right. So yeah, I turned into a Vault of the Warden 10. Dilton, thank you. Thank you for the support, man. Schubert, welcome to the live stream. Let's join another Mythic group. Let's see what we got. Cathedral 5? Ooh, that sounds dangerous. We do have a Halls of Valor plus 9. Let's see if we can get into that. Neltharian's Lair plus 3. I mean plus 9. Alright, so we're doing HOV plus 9. Start flying over there. And Luke, that's funny you say you learned how to tank in Wrath. That's exactly when I learned how to tank in Wrath as well. I was a main healer, and in Wrath I was actually playing just a ton of different characters. I wasn't raiding anymore, and it just became actually a upper Kara. I'll try to see if there's an upper Kara right after this. Yeah, but in Wrath I learned how to tank after being a healer main. No healer. Wow. I've seen a few people run that whole no healer thing. it was really popular for a while when people were just farming AP before 7.2. But after 7.2, I haven't seen it too much. DK tank, yeah. I don't have, for this expansion, I just have this guy capped and a healing druid. This guy does have some other specs. I have been playing a lot more PvP with him lately. But my druid does not. My druid is just healing, and I haven't leveled up any other weapons on him. Yeah, same Luke. For me, in Wrath, I had all of the alts. I think the only thing I didn't have alts for was a Warlock and a Hunter, probably. But DPS for me wasn't that. Sorry about that. DPS for me wasn't that exciting. The only thing that I liked DPSing on at the time was my Fire Mage. And if I had to go back and DPS, it would probably be on a Mage. All the other classes just didn't cut it for me. It would be either Mage or Boomkin. Because all the other classes, yeah, didn't do it for me. I tank because I'm terrible at DPS. Yeah, I'm not that good at warrior DPS. I've tried it this expansion. I've tried warrior DPS in this expansion. It's not. I mean, I can sit here and blame the fact that I only have tanking trinkets all I want, but yeah, my warrior DPS is not very good. I have tried Fury, yeah. I actually, my weapons all have the minimum amount of traits, so my Fury just has the one in here, not much else beyond that. But I've tried it. My arms is a little bit more leveled up because I've been having a lot more fun PvPing lately, but still not fully there. Although not even my prot one is fully there yet. I have my 4 points here. I'm about to get this one. I leveled up what was it? I leveled up my armor and my ignore pain a little bit more. So those have been leveled up past the norm. Let's get some summons in. I am 901. Yeah, if I find like a plus 10, plus 12 in PUG, in LFG, I'll join for it. Like, this is a plus 9. I did tank on a Brewmaster for a little bit, but nothing end game. As soon as monks came out, I made a Brewmaster, did a few heroics, but I didn't play too much that expansion. The new traits for Prout Warrior are really cool. I like them. Our only source of magic mitigation is Spell Reflect. So the fact that they buffed that, you know, every Prout Warrior going through Nighthold was complaining that in Crosis and in Spellblade, I feel really weak. Magic damage is wrecking me. I can only mitigate physical damage. So the fact that they made our traits a little aimed at all kinds of damage. So we have this guy right here, right? So Gleaming Scales is going to make our Spell Reflection a shield wall equivalent for only magic damage. So Spell Reflection already does 30% magic. With that trait, it becomes 50%. It becomes a shield wall for magic. And then we have the trait right after that is anytime you Thunderclap, you get reduced damage from that target by 1% up to a maximum of 4 stacks, I believe. So magic damage is going to do static 4% less to us. I feel like they listened, right? They listened and they said, all right, they're having issues with magic damage. Let's give them a little bit more survivability with magic and then a little overall. So I do like the new traits. They are very, very cool. So that guy just went down. Sanguine is going to pop up right there. So what I like to do with that mob is I run into the caster, interrupt them, and then that's how they're going to be able to stack on me. Now that some of them are about to go down, I'll start running a little bit diagonally. I don't want to run straight into this next mob. Pulling this pack is always a pain. I don't think it's ever going to stop being a pain. Just because of the nature of what you're pulling. 2 casters and 3 melees with like a little mini boss in the middle. Alright, so let's try to pull that guy back. Alright, we're good. So let's see how bad Himdall is. Every group I've been in HOV since 7-2, we've had a few deaths. HOV teaming is not fun, no. Although the week that it was the worst was HOV teaming explosive before the hotfix. That was rough. All right, so let's see. I think everybody's good. Yeah, everybody's good this time. All right. I can't tell you guys how many deaths I've had now since 7-2. Demo Shout reduces all damage. So that does count magic damage done by that source. So yeah, Demo Shout is one of those cooldowns that also helps you to survive a lot longer against everything. I really want these guys to come up. Alright, there we go. This is another one of those groups that's just a little bit of a hassle if you don't pull it right. Running into the casters. Alright, we're getting a lot of damage in there. These guys need to run out. Not to mention that you can also get stuff like this. A Rune of Healing on top of a Sanguine or something like that. Yeah, and you see the Sanguine is doing a lot more damage. If you look at my party frames, Sanguine is a lot more deadly now. HOV Grievous bolstering was, yeah, definitely one of those that you don't want to do too much. You don't want to do it too much of it. Do it once and get it over with. So I do like to LOS pull this group. I mean, you guys saw my DPS ran in there a little bit prematurely. But I'll LOS pull this and get the Sanguine over here. Let's get this big guy. So they did change the way you do pulls in HOV if you guys haven't been in here at all since 7.2. They got rid of a lot of the trash inside of here. And the safe way and the fast way to just get your percentages up is to just pull the group in the middle towards the end. Although you can skip them and pull the rest of the trash. Alright. So let's see how this goes. So when you do see penetrating shot on this marksman, yeah, people are going to get hurt. So you do want to face him away from the group. So at this point, I am going to run over to the boss over here, since we can mount up in that area. But you see there's a lot less trash here, so you do need to make up that percentage somewhere. Himdall broke you with Grievous? Did you have a tough time with that? So again, just run out of that Sanguine. A lot of things are going to die pretty fast. Hopefully nobody pulls that. That group is still not necessary unless you want to make a percentage in that way. Alright, time to run away. With that group, since they throw traps, I just like to go build up aggro and run away. The traps are going to be doing a ton of damage to you, so it's much better to have them running and slowly dying. See these traps right here? Those traps do a ton of damage. Schubert, did you also run a melee heavy group for that Horn of Valor to do just a little bit of extra damage? Mike, I see you're a fan of Monty Python. Yeah, melee heavy is gonna hurt for stuff like that. If you run melee heavy on Volcanic too, it's gonna be a pain, just because all the volcanoes are gonna spawn on melee. See how we're all kind of hugging each other right now? All those volcanoes are just spawning right below us. But yeah, the volcanic volcanoes aren't too bad to deal with, and Sanguine, you just have to reposition yourself. Did any of you guys heal Grievous week? Did any of you guys have any healing alts that you decided to take to Grievous week? Because Grievous was bad, but I don't think it was as bad as like Skittish. So I think on Skittish week it's hard to find a tank for anything. All the tanks just go into hiding. Every tank does 1+10 and then hides the rest of the week. I wonder if Grievous is going to be the same for healers. If every healer's just going to do their 1+10 for the week and then go, alright, I'm over this affix. I don't want to do this anymore. Because I wasn't able to tell. My healer is not geared enough for that. Okay. So PUGs. So groups where nobody avoided the AoE damage and was at 90% the whole time. Those were the terrible ones. Alright, that guy died a few feet away, so we don't have to worry about his Sanguine puddle. And let's start moving him over here. There's no more group over here. No more mandatory group that you guys need to pull. And they also reduced the amount of shield maidens in the next pull. You guys see that? There's only 3 mobs. There used to be 5. Alright. That shaman is bursty as hell. We're getting one really, really crazy DPS per run. And make sure you always sidestep that Shield Maiden's Holy Blast, whatever it is. Can't think of the name of it. Holy Paladins, I can see it being a little bit worse if people don't stack up for your healing flashlight. Alright, we pulled both. Somebody went over there and pulled both bosses. Let's just try to avoid as much damage as we can. Almost. It hasn't been that much, Luke. When Nighthold first came out, it was a lot better. But yeah, almost 4K, man. Almost 4K. I'm getting there. I think when Tomb comes out, it'll help. And Mike, I actually heard that Resto Shamans were having the worst time with Grievous. And the first healer I got with Grievous was a Resto Shaman, and yeah, it was a little bit rough. So maybe Resto Shaman isn't meant for Grievous. Alright, and we will switch sides. Yeah, that that paladin was just in the way.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we shouldn't need to switch sides anymore. I'll be able to just take this just fine, run back in. The arcing bolt on the other side getting increased damage is what can really just one-shot your DPSers. You guys saw one of the DPSers get hit really hard there. So that's what you really want to avoid. That arcing bolt cleaving people. So right here, you guys will see we have 74%. If we just pull the group in the middle, that's a, you know, easy way of doing it now. Who's missing? Now, one of the DPS is missing. We'll be fine. So, one thing you do want to do, since there's a marksman in the back, is aim them not towards your DPS or anything, so that that penetrating shot does not hit them. And you can sidestep it as well. Thank you, Luke. That means a lot, man. Sharing the videos. Yeah, sharing the videos is definitely a really, really big help. Why is this guy still alive? There it is. Hopefully they don't get the Sanguine. And somebody is still missing. One of our DPSers is still missing. Yeah, the fact that some mobs stop and cast on Sanguine is a little detrimental, but sometimes like these guys, there's not much you can do to interrupt their cast. So I think we'll be fine to 3 chest this. At this point, 88%. The rest of this percentage will come from these ads right here. Up, up, left, down. The Prot Warrior changes so far. The only ones, or the only Prot Warrior things that I've seen with 725 are the tier bonuses. What are all the other changes that are happening so far? I saw Warrior DPS is getting buffed, but that's not really going to be affecting us. But I haven't seen any changes to straight up Prot Warriors. All right, so we got our DK DPS back. Oh no, actually he's offline now. That's what happened. I didn't see him missing from over here. He went offline. Hopefully he comes back. Also, one thing to note, in Halls of Valor with Sanguine, these guys do drop a Sanguine puddle. So be careful where you kite them and where you kill them, because if you drop the Sanguine puddle where God King Skullvault is going to be, it could be an issue for you, because you have to pick up the Aegis. You have to pick up the Aegis, and yeah, if you have a Sanguine puddle on there, it's not going to be very fun. Yeah, I don't think our other DPS is going to get here on time, so we're just going to have to format it. And I will kite away from where Godskin Skullvault is going to show up, just because of Sanguine. And we should be just about good to go. Alright, so because of, yeah, you guys see those puddles? You don't want to be killing them right in the middle, and you have to pick up the Aegis. Oh no, another reduction to our revenge? They made Devastator so good that Skittish became a lot less of a problem, and then they're like, no, no, no. We have to make them afraid of Skittish again. I mean, you know, the revenge nerf isn't gonna be the end of the world to us. It does suck though. Is is that what he's doing, Mike? I believe it too. He did relog and run back in just for Skullvault. So if you were to tell me that he's just like, I only want loot, I would believe it. These fell elementals do not spawn Sanguine, so we should be good. And we shouldn't need the Aegis anymore. Should be good. Yeah, we have another 20 seconds till it happens. We'll be fine. Alright. Yeah, 12% damage to our revenge. I mean, we'll kind of counteract that by getting the new traits. We have a little bit of revenge damage on there. Let's take Odin down. LK needs to get his refunds. Yeah. I like the fact that the orbs are a lot bigger here now too. Makes it a lot easier to see. Alright, so I stunned him. He got interrupted right before that. And let's interrupt him again. Alright, we're good.
Beware.
5 minutes, rip. Yeah, the RP here. Yeah. Alright. Should be fine though. We should make it to 3 chests. Oh, I can't see the timer anymore. Alright. So that was a Halls +9 3 chesting. So we'll try to find something else. I'll try to see if I can find like a +10 right now. See if anyone's doing anything like that. HOV does have some of the best gear for warrior or for prot warriors, so I don't know. I didn't get any of it, unfortunately. Now 890 is pretty good, but I do have a slight upgrade over that. All right, let's try to see what we can find. Though this guy got a +12 key, and actually, hold on. Let's see if anyone got anything amazing. Oh, someone got a good ring. Alright, let's go see if we can find something. And again, if there's... I know someone requested Upper Kara. If there's any other ones you guys want to see, let me know. Alright. Let's try to find an Upper Kara. There's a +12. Doesn't have very many people in it. But let's see if anyone else joins. We'll sign up. Maybe with a tank some more people will jump in. Yeah, the last boss in Upper Kara can definitely cause some frustration. Here we go. Cathedral of the Eternal Night +15. Jacob, you want me to just quit WoW? You want me to just break a keyboard right now? Alright, so let's start going over to Kara. There's more than enough people in queue, you guys saw. So we should be fine picking up some people. Upper Kara, +12. Yeah, we should be able to do that, right? Kara's like BC content, just mount up, fly to the top. Yeah, Cathedral of the Eternal Night, anything over a +10, I completely agree with you, Jacob. I also hope that they rework Prot Warrior tier bonus set for Tuma Sargeras. I hope it's one of those placeholders that they just kind of created and then that's it. Alright, everybody should be on the way. Let's just run in here. We're flagged for PvP. Let's just run in. Black Temple Time Walk. The thing is, in order to make it fun for everyone, they need to make it only as difficult as LFR, right? If you make it crazy difficult, if you make it the original Black Temple and lower our item level and make us run legit Black Temple, it's not going to happen. With nobody being on the same Discord or Vent or TeamSpeak or whatever. So they have to dumb it down. So the people that love Black Temple, that rated Black Temple, and that busted their ass trying to get to Illidan, those people aren't going to be a fan of Black Temple Time Walk. But I think the Black Temple Time Walk is going to appeal to the large majority of people. I think most people didn't do Black Temple, and that's only because it came out 10 years ago, and not everybody got to run in there. So yeah, I do think Black Temple Time Walk is going to be good because not a lot of people have actually seen that content without one-shotting it, just doing it for transmog. So I think it'll be fun, but I think the people that are expecting their old raid memories to come back, I don't think it's going to happen for them. I think it's going to be dumbed down and be very easy. I'm going into it with those expectations, so I think it should be fun. I never did the Molten Core Time Walk. I didn't really play too much during Kata, so I didn't get to do that. So I think, Black Temple Time Walking should be fun, but we'll see. We'll see how it's implemented. I'm excited for it. It also means that I have maybe like a month or something to try to level up my Demon Hunter to see if I can get those Warglaves. No, I would enjoy time walking raids. So right now you have the option of going into old raids and doing it for transmog, right? But you don't get too much for it. So if you run in there doing it for transmog, you one shot everything, and that's it. There's not much else to it. You do get some BOE greens if you like playing transmog auction house, but with this new time walking, I'm assuming it's going to be the same transmog. So we're going to run in, we're going to be able to do the same exact transmogs, and we're also going to get AP out of it. So it's gonna be good. I think it's going to be a good thing. Yeah, so far, Mike. There's a few things that I'm not crazy about transmogging old legendaries. I think they should stay where they were. But if that's something that people want, then that's fine. Hopefully they bring, if they're gonna bring back a lot of these legendary transmogs, they should bring back most of them. Kind of slowly. They should do. I think the big one for me would be a Tish, because you don't see that a lot. Not a lot of people ran vanilla Nax, and we're just waiting for the healer. By the way, as soon as this healer gets here, we'll be fine. But yeah, Atisha is the one that you see the least. It was the hardest to get, so I think doing a transmog for all of them when they release Atish, that's going to be the big one. But alright, Upper Kara plus 12. As soon as we're ready, check. I got my food ready. I got my rune ready. Let's get this done. Alright, everybody's ready to go. Let's run in there. Let me flask up too. Where the hell are my flasks? Alright, so Upper Kara. And Upper Kara does have a lot of upgrades for me. Upper Kara 12. I normally start off kiting a lot faster, but since this is a plus 12, I don't want to get carried away. I mean, you guys already see the amount of damage that's going out. Since the trash is doing a lot more damage now. Let's get that guy the hell away. Interrupt. There we go. Now Sanguine. Yeah, that magical debuff, if you don't cleanse it off, it's going to do a ton of damage. And right now, with your fortified, it's going to do even more. You got 20% more health, 30% more damage from trash. We're already at a plus 12, which I believe is 120%. What's up, Luis? It's going pretty good, man. We're running Upper Kara plus 12. And teaming did get buffed. It's not that big of an issue for Upper Kara since there's not that much trash. But right now, when we clear the Curator room, that's when it's going to be a big issue. Those mana worms are going to be an issue. Alright, we'll see how this goes. There's going to be a lot of stuff on the ground. Hopefully nobody gets tagged. Alright, we're still good. Everybody's still alive. And yeah, if you did something cool with legendaries where you could scale them up, or you know, I always thought that people that earned them legit should be able to use them. So if you did get the Hammer of Ragnaros back in the day, you should be able to use it. If you worked for a Tish, if you worked for Shadowmourne, I feel like you should be able to use it. Also, I'm tanking this guy away from that door because that door needs to be clear for all the mana worms. And this Sanguine will mess us up. Why do you keep nullifying me? Healer song, Nope, we gotta kite him back. I don't know why they were out there. Yeah, I don't know why people jumped out there, especially with something like this. All right, let's just get this guy down. Let everybody run back. But you see the Sanguine. What I wanted to do was LOS from here and then run him back to here to have these puddles drop here, so I can do the same with the next group. But now with this next group, I can't bring them in here. So now with this next group, I'm gonna kite them into here, this hallway. So I'm going to pick them up, run them here, so that then I can save this LOS spot for the other ones. So at this point, it's all about positioning because of the Sanguine. So good, everybody's running back. Let's just do it here in the hallway. Hopefully everybody runs out. And I don't want to kill this guy right next to this wall because that's where I'm going to be bringing the rest of them. Or not the rest of them, but the next pack. And then the last pack, I can kill it wherever. So Curator does have a big aggro radius, so we are just going to wait for him to overpat away. I do believe, what, 2 people went down? Yeah, if this Arcane Barrage doesn't get blocked or pummeled, kicked, it's gonna, you know, hit people really, really bad. But alright, you see this has to get dropped in specific places so you can keep pulling. Yeah, I have Sulfuras, and it's just been hanging out. But I didn't get Sulfuras in vanilla. I got Sulfuras in Wrath when I created this tank in Wrath. So I started farming it out back then. And it's just hanging out. I mean, I think it's still pretty difficult to do the quest line for Shadowmourne, right? Don't you need to do very specific things to the bosses in Ulduar? So I'm gonna pull this guy back as soon as the other DPS gets here. These Sanguine puddles are done with, but it shouldn't be the case. If we hadn't had the wipe, we would still be having these puddles, so. Those Sanguine puddles. Sanguine with any one of these Arcane Barrages is just going to be hurting a lot. Especially because this week the trash does a lot more damage. So let's see. Hopefully we'll be fine. Bosses aren't going to be that much harder, but with Fortified, stuff like that. These packs already hurt normally. Fortified is just going to make them that much deadlier. And yeah, Mike, I remember around that time working a lot to get someone their Shadowmourne. We got our raid leader back in those days, his Shadowmourne, and then we got our healer, his mace from Ulduar. I forget what that one's called. But it took weeks of doing this. Alright, healer's here. His mana's good. Let's let Curator run over here and then we'll go ahead and start the encounter. I do want a little bit of space for this. So I don't want to have my DPS run into those volcanoes. So I don't want to do that. I am DPSing the volatile energy as well because, I mean, honestly, it's a team effort, and with our melee heavy group, it's gonna be almost impossible for us to just get it all down. Our mage can't do it by himself. So any DPS we can get on that for him is gonna be amazing. Ooh, got a cocoon. At this point, I'm going to start pulling Curator back down the hallway the other way. Hopefully that volatile energy goes down. Again, you don't want too much of that energy around. My melee is stuck behind there. Alright, they did jump through, so let's get it through. It's also good to know where your DPS is, just for that, just for your positioning. We did get Bloodlust. Hopefully it goes down. Oh, Mike. You almost had Atish? Yeah, Atish is I think it's the legendary you see the least. Because not a lot of guilds did Vanilla Nax. Not a lot of guilds could do Vanilla Nax. Much more for Atish, you basically... You didn't have to have it like on farm, but basically at that point, You had to be damn good at Vanilla Nax. Alright, we're gonna run into chess. This guy, optional. Some groups choose to do him, some don't. But let's run in there, pick up some threat, and then just run away from him. So if they want to kill him, we can. If not, let's just keep going. Hopefully we all just run through and ignore the fact that he exists. Nope. Okay, let's just take him down then. But yeah, this guy, this Pyromancer, you definitely, yeah, you don't need to do anything with him. Uh-oh, we got the orbs here. And those orbs got us again. Yeah, just run away from that Pyromancer. Don't want anything to do with him. So we'll just wait for him to pad around. If you as a tank aggro him and everybody follows you into the room, those orbs are going to be too far away to even do damage to you. Oh, so you just had the main quest. This guy, this Flamebringer, if you tank him right here towards the back of the room, you'll be fine. He doesn't always spawn his fire way back there. So even if the whole room is kind of like spawned in fire, he won't do it back in the back of the room. He does reset threat though and start slapping people around. So keep your taunt ready. Alright, we'll see how we do on Flame Wreath. That should be fun. Flame Wreath is always rough. Also, something you can do in Mythic Pluses now that wasn't available for regular Mythic Zero Kara, you can spell reflect back the piercing missiles. Back in the day, if you tried to spell reflect it, he would just basically interrupt himself, and that was it. But now you can spell reflect it back, and it does a ton of damage to him. So just something to keep an eye out if you are playing a Prot Warrior. Alright, we got Ceaseless Winter. So you guys will see here on the next piercing missiles, I'll reflect it. So there's this reflect, and you guys see just a ton of damage going back to him. I'm glad they changed that. Ouch. Ouch, that damage. Here's a Flame Wreath. We don't have any melee, so hopefully we don't go down to it. Carson. Alright. We don't have any B-reses, so we'll see how this goes. Can you even do the whole rat mount thing on a Mythic Plus where it's timed? Alright, everybody went down. Let's stop fighting and go down. I can't take down all the images by myself. So we lost our food buff, but I'll just pop a rune. We gotta wait for everybody to run back over here. This is a lot of deaths. 21 is a lot. I mean, we're still in decent shape just because there's not a lot of trash. But I don't know. It's definitely not going to be a 3 chest. That's for sure. I think the healer keeps dying. Oh, here he is. Alright. Let's get some of this mage food. Get ready to pull. I I don't think Medivh's spell reflected the stream. Alright, we're running in. Somebody pulled. Alright. It's fine. I didn't know if one of the DPSers was ready. Let's not split that damage up. Let's just soak it up. Alright, got Infernal Bolt at.
Four, three, two, one.
Beware.
Oh yeah, the old Kara chest. Oh man. I used to do a lot of Kara back in the day, and if you ever failed that Kara, it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. If you guys run back into Kara, it's still not as easy as you might think, just because you do need to jump into the pieces. Sometimes you need to jump in and out of different pieces to position yourself. So, even to this day, old Kara chess can still be a little bit difficult. Definitely something you can fail at if you're not ready. Oh, I think our healer's taking volcanics to the face. Alright, we have a guardian image. Alright, our DPS is over here. Let's just join that. Combine single target, focus DPS. A lot better than just split damage. So I think we should still be fine to get for sure +1. But I think we might be able to pull off a +2 as long as we don't have any wipes on the last boss. But we'll see how that thought goes. And piercing missiles, come on. Piercing missiles for the kill. I do want from Upper Kara a really good Raven Eidolon. That's what I'm really fishing for. That'll help out a lot. Especially with stuff like Tomb coming out. And I can soak up a lot of that damage for people. It's going to be good. Captain Planet. Wind! Alright, so we are going to get a repair bot. Somebody does need a repair. There is no fall damage in this area, at least not jumping off the bookcase. So you can just go ahead and jump off. Run towards this book right here. You can run right behind it. You don't need any of this trash. It's not necessary. And then you can just run right behind this book. And you're good. You'll make it all the way to the boss. Alright, and here's the repair bot. Do we need one more? Yeah, we still need one more. Who's that? There we go. This is one of those bosses with a really weird hitbox for like throne and charges and stuff. The other one that was really bad for a while was the Gazer from Vault of the Wardens. His hitbox was all messed up. It was like the whole platform. You couldn't charge in. I don't know why some bosses are designed and they just have that bad of a design and other bosses are just perfectly fine. Something else with this Mana Devourer, you guys see this fire happening all the time. When you have a fire mage in your group, for some reason his combust like hits that way. His fireballs are always going to be the biggest fire in your face. So I'll pop some cooldowns to drop off. I got 4 stacks of that. But, you know, just pop a cooldown, pop a trinket, and you'll be fine. You only need to really do it once on a Mythic Plus with good DPS. And then my cooldown will be back up for stuff like chess. So I shouldn't need to pick up any more orbs. Since this is right here, I'll go ahead and pick it up, but don't need to drop it off or anything. And we're good. Up next is going to be all the trash that we need to get. So right here, we're starting at 56%. And let's start getting all this trash. The slowest tank ever. The bad part for me is when I learned how to tank, it was like in the middle of the expansion, so you had everybody that was already geared and everybody was pulling for me. So I had to learn how to tank with everybody else pulling for me. There was no let me take it slow, I don't know what's going on. It was just like, no, this is happening. Alright, let's just pick up aggro. Sanguine, run away from it. With our melee heavy group, this is really not ending well. Sanguine, I don't want to drop it off by that door, so that's why I'm running out into this area. Let me run into this next area. We do have one other group we need to pull. Let me kite these guys around here. Let me get the other group. We're about to get some more Sanguine here. And we now have just the right amount of space to kite these last few guys into the hallway and run over to chess. So remember, splitting your Sanguine up on the ground and knowing where and how you're going to run is very important this week. So you see that? Now we have... Oh, there was some more over here on the left, but there it is. We get to run right in. They just tagged you in. They just tagged you into a raid. Alright, let's see who's gonna die with this Slayer. Someone always dies on that swing. There it is. Oh, I thought we were gonna see someone go down. But as long as you're perpendicular to the Slayer, you'll be fine. But a lot of people like to stay on one side or the other. But either be in front or behind this Slayer. Oh, they died to the orbs. The bat telegraphed fire on the ground. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. See if we can get a res. No, they're running back. Alright, we are missing a little bit of deeps. I don't want to run into this pyromancer without deeps. He does do that whole orb thing that just AoEs everybody and one-shots them. Sangria affix. Yeah, so as soon as he spawns that orb, I am gonna run up. And let's go. There are those orbs that I was talking about. They look like the explosive orbs. You guys see those green orbs? I'm gonna run away from that. I'm gonna keep LOSing him. Make him go all the way here. Alright. He does have a bunch of nonsense on the ground. Alright. This goddamn thing. I can't DPS it. We're all pacified. We just have our mage. I can't taunt it from here. Alright. So we're good on the percentage. Chess gives you, I want to say 6% or something like that. So yeah, with minimal amount of trash, you'll be fine. Oh, drunk tanking. I think we've all been there. Drunk tanking is interesting. You always pull more than you should. You're like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll be fine. Oh no, Luke. Luke, I gotta tell you, when I leveled up my healer, I would the most frustrating thing about leveling up my healer recently was the fact that tanks loved standing in fire for some reason. Like in any pug I had, I think the thought process was, well, I'm a tank, I can take damage, so I'll be fine standing here. It was frustrating. It was frustrating to level up my healer. I agree with you. I think every tank should know how to heal, just so that they know how damage is kind of dished out. I think a lot of tanks take it for granted. Like, one thing that you don't see enough tanks do is handle their own interrupts. But at the end of the day, if you don't interrupt that, it's gonna hit you. So it's like, you can say that DPS should handle it, but at the same time, it's only gonna hit you. It's not gonna affect them. So if it should be on anyone's to-do list or priority list, it should be on the tank's priority list. So I know that there are some people that join LFR just to try to see if they can make the LFR fail. And I've seen that happen. I've seen DPS join and stand in everything on purpose. And like in Emerald Nightmare, between Nithendra and like the area where Cenarius is, there's that whole the clouds on the ground that spawn the additional ads. I've seen people go out of their way to spawn those ads. It's horrible. What's up, Warblade? Welcome to the live stream, man. Glad to have you here. Alright, Alright, we should be able to just get that king down. Alright, so enemy forces completed. I do believe chess gives anywhere between 4 to 9. I can't remember the exact number right now. he just dropped with 3 mobs. He just flopped down, fell to the ground. Alright, let's see how we're doing on the chest as well. Yeah, we're gonna one chest this. We're gonna one chest this if we get the boss down right now. On the first attempt. But I really don't think it's gonna happen. This is a lot of deaths for this upper Kara. 30 deaths. That's Jesus. Alright, let's see how this goes. For this boss, I do like to pull him out a little bit first. And now that I have some more space, this is where I like to tank him. Also, I don't use my interrupt first on Vizadum, just in case if anyone's going to let it go through like this, I spell reflect it back to him, get some more damage in. Now I'll use my interrupt. But I do like to use my spell reflect first to get some extra little deeps in there. And there's my spell reflect again. And let's jump into the portal. Phil, if they removed warriors from the game, what would I play instead? Is Dota 2 an acceptable answer? It would probably be either mage or druid. I would either heal on a druid or DPS on a mage. And I've actually had fun with Death Knights, but not in a while. I used to have a Twink Death Knight back in the day, and that was really fun to PvP with him. But since I haven't played him in a long time, I don't know how that would go. I feel like I don't know enough about them to really say that I would for sure play a DK. But yeah, if they removed warriors from the game, that's rough. I used to play a lot of Ret Paladin, but it's very different now. I used to play Hunter. That's different now too. It would have to be DPS Mage or Healing Druid. Probably a Druid, just because I can also play Boomkin. I don't mind playing Boomkin. Alright, we are now 20 seconds over our timer, so this keystone has expired. I'll get these guys down before we do anything too crazy with the boss. Alright, we're good now. Let's avoid all of those orbs. Oh, man. So even though the keystone did run out, we managed to get it down right after. I mean, if we would have gotten, you know, a few less deaths and a little bit more deeps right now, like if one of our DPSers hadn't died at the end, we would have been fine. But that was still a plus 12. Yeah, it was a little rough, unfortunately. But let's see what we got. Hey, we got some pants. Item level upgrade. Actually, I think I have some other ones on backup that are... Oh, 890. These are better than the other backups I have. So that's cool. We did get a lot of artifact power. So that's cool. I did not shard in my pants. I didn't. That wasn't me. I don't know what you heard, Mike. I don't know who told you, but that wasn't me. I didn't do that. So let's get out of here. Let's try to find another group. Luke, Druid tanking. If you like playing Druids, now's the time. So if you are enjoying anything Druid related, healing, DPSing, tanking, yeah, now's the time to play a Druid. I highly suggest you do it. So if you like playing Druids, for sure you're going to be at the top. Whether if you're healing, you're going to be at the top of the healing meters. If you're tanking, you're going to be the best tank. And if you're DPSing as a boomkin, you're going to be in the top 10% for sure. So if you like playing a Druid, now's the time. Plus 11 Dark Heart Thicket. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if I actually even get the invite. They do need a tank, but let's see. Plus 15 Black Rook Hold. All these groups have tanks. Let's try to find anything else. Hey Mike, thanks for stopping by. Good to see another fan of Monty Python as well. Thanks for stopping by, man. Let's see if we can find anything plus 10 or above again. I see this plus 9. Selling plus 10s. No. We don't need to buy a plus 10. Alright, let's just start joining anything else we start seeing. Vault plus 7. Oh, we already did Vault today. So we'll sign up to a plus 6 lower. Plus 14 Vault of the Wardens. Jeez. I mean, we can sign up. See how that goes. See if we even get the invite. Yeah, some of these groups are filling up a lot faster than we can jump in them. I don't see too many things above a plus 7. Plus 8 Maw. Plus 8 Black Rook Holes that says Maw of Souls. I don't want to do that. Plus 8 Cathedral. Let's see if we get invited to a plus 8 Cathedral. So we could see how bad a plus 8 is going to be. Cathedral is a little overtuned right now, by the way. If you guys get a Cathedral key, expect it to be about two levels higher than it actually, 2 or 3 levels higher than it actually is. So if you get a plus 8 and it's Cathedral, expect it to be plus 10, plus 11 range. If you get a plus 10 Cathedral, just don't do it. Just call it a dead key. Oh, it has been hotfixed. Eye level that I'm rocking right now, 901 equipped, and a 908 in my bags. The 908 thing is just because I don't want to break up my tier set. But I have my 4-piece tier set, but if I were to break it up, I could get a slightly higher item level equipped. There's also some trinkets right now for tanks are really busted. So this trinket that's 875 is one of my best in slots, especially for 5-mans. So stuff like that keeps you a little bit lower on item level. And I'll do. I didn't know that it was actually hotfixed all the damage in Cathedral, so that's good to know. So we're running over to Maw right now. It's going to be a Maw +8. Also, if you guys, again, I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but if you guys haven't done your world quest for your Legion Fall rep, you guys should be doing it right now, just because there is a rep bonus, 50% more rep. So if you guys are over there doing your world quest, you guys are going to get flying a lot faster. So if you're really close to flying, go over there. Also, if you guys already have flying, grind out to Exalted, because once you get Exalted, that's how you're going to be able to get your class mount. So if you guys are just going to stop at Revered, I suggest you keep going just for that class mount. Unless you absolutely hate your class mount, in which case you can just stay at Revered. No need to torture yourself for Exalted. Luke, I made a part 1 where I went over, there's 2 achievements you need to get. I went over the part 1 for flying. I didn't do the part 2. Part 2 used to be a lot more involved. It had a lot of Legion, a lot of things you had to do. But now for part 2, get Revered. If you get Revered for the Legion Fall rep, that's about it. Let me show you. So for part 2, you just need to explore the Broken Shore, get Revered, and do part 1. And I do have a video on part 1, so if you want to see that, that's up on my channel. And yeah, for part 2, just fly around Broken Shore and look at every area, and then get Revered, and you'll be fine. And that's how to do it. Yeah, no problem. A lot of the guides that came out for Legion Part 2 flying were based on the PTR, so they're gonna say you have to go do all the assaults in all the areas. It's not necessary anymore. They removed it. Oh wow, Nicholas, you're a lot closer than me. I'm barely into Revered. I'm 6k into Revered. I don't always log on and get to do my dailies. So I do skip some weekends, so there's a bit of a gap here for me for Exalted. For sure, Luke, I feel your pain. Not being able to fly was terrible. And then once you unlock flying, it actually is BOA. So it goes on every other tune on your account. So like my healer hasn't done much of endgame content, and my healer can fly. Yeah, I reset the stream. I saw that it was down. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, everyone. We had some nice DPS pulls on that, but sorry about that live stream hiccup. I did have to restart it. Hopefully everybody jumps back in. Don't let it happen again. You're the mod. Alright, and then somebody's waiting right by the horn already, so that's good. So with these guys, I do want to pull them back here. A lot of people do like running into the hallway. But the thing with that is, you're gonna pull the next group and the next group after that, and it can just, it's so easy for it to daisy chain if you start pulling them down that hallway. Right here, you're in such a close quarters. You do want to just kind of relax here. I did have a wipe yesterday too in this dog room because of how much sanguine you end up getting with all that dog trash. So you do have to be careful with that as well. Yeah, technical difficulties. I'm sorry about that, everyone. Hopefully everybody jumps back in. We got about half the people. We got about half the people jumping back in right now. So yeah, this is a Maw +8. This group is rough. If you pull this with the Mariner, that's when it starts getting a little bit harder to do. But look at all that Sanguine. And we should not be running in here. We don't have a healer. So our healer is running back right now. I don't want the Mariner and the big guy at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll keep the Mariner here in this corner. There's going to be no Sanguine. There's not going to be anything else. Just doing it right here. And the Sanguine damage does stack. Yeah, so if you kill non-elites and you kill, you know, 10 of them at the same time, you're going to get 10 stacks of Sanguine at the same time. And it'll be rough. Those 10 stacks are going to tick really, really hard. So yeah, with this guy, just face him towards the corner. Even though he does this weird thing where he turns around, you want to sidestep his Bile Breath. So he's casting Bile Breath, I sidestep it. It looks like he turns at the group and he, you know, barfs all over him, but it doesn't do any damage to him. So I don't understand why this mob is the way that it is. Alright, so one last thing we're going to do. Everybody ran away. What you can do is actually pull the rest of the boat right where we were and get your percentage that way. Because if not, you're going to have to get your percentage with the healers. And shout out to that tip goes out to Glocks, who's actually, you know, part of the community with you guys. So yeah, Glocks taught me to pull that to get your percentage up. And since I haven't done a how to pull Maw of Souls yet, I'll be doing that soon. Also, would you guys be interested if I started a series where every Tuesday I just upload a +10? So every Tuesday where the reset is, you guys can see exactly what the affixes are. I was thinking about that. If we have new affixes or different combos of affixes, would you guys be interested in seeing how to handle those affixes for that week? Burritos, Luis, burritos. Or actually, what kind of tacos? What are you buying? And are you paying for all of it? Are you? All right. So yeah, that was a series I was thinking of starting just so that when you guys log in on Tuesday, Wednesday, if you guys are weekend warriors, whenever you guys are actually doing your Mythic Pluses, you guys have a chance to see how everything is working. Just in case you guys want to see if something is broken, hot fixed, whatever it might be, new affix. We haven't seen all the new affixes yet. There's 4 new affixes. We've only seen 2. So that's something I was thinking about it. Alright, so I'm getting a resounding yes, so I'll definitely start that. I mean, you guys are getting the sneak peek right now on the live stream. The video for this week was going to be a Maw +10 that I did. So I can still upload that this week in case anyone else wants to see it. But I'll get that started for everyone. Alright, so we are going to get this champion right now. Hopefully our shaman runs back, gets res something. No res, no running. No reses. Alright. Yeah, the the healer said no res. Alright. So with this champion, I don't want to pull the next group just because of the healer. If you get too many healers and too many champions, not very good. I don't run Maw of Souls too often. I'm not crazy about this dungeon. But one thing that I did notice is now the healers are easy to spot because they have that glowing blue aura on them. So that's kind of cool. Something neat that they did in 7.2. So what we'll do is run away. We do have to pull this champion for our enemy forces. Hopefully our DPS notices. Alright. And we do also have to pull this other group. So we'll have to clear both sides of the boat because we are at 68%. But what you want to do is you want to don't go crazy pulling it. We do have to pull the other side, but they were, everybody's focusing on this side. But you don't want to go crazy pulling everything because you have way too many healers here. You can't keep everyone interrupted. Alright, let's run away from this guy a little bit. Got that Sanguine puddle under him. Yeah, we are going to have to work our way back. Alright. So our hunter's doing all the pulling for us. But yeah, before we started this dungeon, the healer said, please don't pull too much. I don't normally heal. Or else you can definitely pull this area a lot faster. If you don't have the healers this last pack, yeah, for sure just pull it all together. So after this, we're going to have 87. You are going to need to go back and pull these guys. That's why it's going to be a little bit better for you to pull the inside of the boat. Just because you're lacking healers on the inside of the boat and you can just go a little bit crazier, pull a little bit more. Luis for sure, man. So before the changes to 7.2, I was able to tank a plus 17. I'm not gonna say it went well. I didn't like 3-chested or 2-chested. It took us maybe about 45 minutes to do it, but I was able to do it. So if you have guildies, if you run with people, then a plus 15 should be no problem. I did a plus 17 with a PUG. So you should be fine being able to do a plus 15 nowadays. Especially as 902, you're higher item level equipped than I am. I'm 901 equipped. And thank you, Luke. It's just a lot of practice. A lot of practice. After a while, it just becomes muscle memory, how to run in, how to tank certain things, positioning. I think positioning is probably one of the hardest things for any tank. Alright, and now with Helia, we do have the whole left-right boat thing that happens, and then the breath. So the whole time you're, DPSing, tanking, you do want to look at Helia. So once she starts winding up her hand, you got to be careful. So there it is. She's winding up her left hand, if you guys see that there. So she destroys the left side of the boat. Oh no, that was our healer too. Alright. Tank Destructor Tentacles at all times. If you're not on them, they're going to be doing a ton of damage to the closest person. So that was the left side again. We did get our healer up. Destructor. And she's going to start winding up the right side of her hand, so we are going to have to dodge that. Let's run away. And somebody else did also go down. So our healer does keep going down, so I don't think we're going to get, you know, this down, but we'll see. Alright, so no healer. What I'm going to start doing is rotating some of my cooldowns. So first my absorb trinket, then I'll do something like shield wall. The corruption is going to hit the left hand side. You see her body turning that way. We should have enough deeps. It looks like it.
Four, three, two, one.
So at that point she's going down middle. And yeah, if you don't move, yeah, you're gonna get one shot. So unfortunately we're losing people, but we're very close. We might be able to get this down. At this point I have a good ignore pain going, good heals going, so I should be fine. Another DPSer down. Alright! Only 2 of us made it to the end. So that was a Mythic 8. Yeah, that healer was going down quite a bit. So at least we got a 2 chest on that. It was a bit of a rough run with all those deaths we were having towards the end there. Didn't get any loot, but almost 1 mil AP. Grinding out AP doesn't seem as bad as pre-7.2 now, but nowadays you also don't need it that much just because there is no cap. But getting your last trait is going to be key for Tomb of Sargeras. I think the difference between, you know, going in there and getting through Heroic Tomb and not is going to be this guy right here. So this is going to be 5% less damage for warriors. I'm not sure all the other tanks, but this is going to be a lot of damage that can be avoided. Alright, let's look for another group. Let's see what we can find. Plus 11 vault. We already did vault, so I'm going to try to see if we can find anything else. Here's a plus 11 lower. I did upper, so let's see if we can get into that lower group. Alright, we got into plus 11 lower. Let's see how this goes. Lower is full of trash. The room before Morose is not going to be fun, especially with Sanguine. You're going to need to utilize all of that room to drop that Sanguine in. And then also, right before Attunement, you're also probably going to have a few issues. Did I repair? I think I did. Yeah, I repaired. So let's see how many more people we get. Hopefully we get actually lower. I'm not sure what. I haven't done lower this week, so I don't know what the opera event is. But lower does have a few pieces of loot for me, especially if it's Beauty and the Beast. I can get my best in slot relic. But besides that, let's see if there's any other upgrades for me. Oh, if I get a really good neck, that'll definitely be worth it. Hopefully. And lower, yeah, lower does not have the Eidolon. Well, Maniac, does it increase only the damage of it or the effectiveness of it as well? Does it also increase the mitigation that it provides by 8%? My scale right now is 916. 916 item level. And my everything I hear, yeah, 895, 890, 890. I haven't farmed out my relics too much, but now that Karazhan is back on the list and HOV is worth everybody's time, I'm definitely going to be trying that a little bit more. Oh, that's kind of shitty. So Maniac, are you focusing more on all of your old traits, like bumping up some of these older guys a little bit more? I'm assuming that would be a lot better than just 8% damage. Although, hey, 8% damage is going to help you in the Mage Tower challenge if you haven't done that yet. With the nerf to bears happening next patch, I don't know who's going to come out on top, and that's because I don't know how things... Wait, is this even on? Yeah, it is. I don't know how things are going to look in Tomb. I don't know if Tomb is going to be mostly physical. I don't know if Tomb is going to be all magic. So for all I know, you know, Tomb of Sargeras isn't going to have a lot of spike damage. If it has heavy spike damage, it's going to favor bears still. If it doesn't have heavy spike damage, we might see DKs and Demon Hunters try to come back up. So it really depends on the encounters we see in Tomb. So I think it's a little too early to tell. Okay, so Maniac, you even picked up that 8%. You were just like, oh, what the? All right, I'll get it. All right, Blizzard, you win this time, Blizzard, but next time. Yeah, Devastator. I loved Devastator. I was running Indomitable while I was pushing Heroic Nighthold. So if you're doing something like Heroic Nighthold, I still suggest Indomitable just because healers are going to have an easier time picking you back up. But for 5-man's Devastator, it helps you pick up threat a lot faster. It just helps you be part of the DPS. It's just a lot better. So right now we should be doing plus 11 Kara. Yep, plus 11 lower Kara. So again, I don't want to go too fast with these guys. I do want to kite it a little bit, so I'll be moving a little bit. Nothing crazy. We got a Fist of Fury, so I'll let that finish off. All right, now I'll start kiting at 30%. I'm actually under 25%. I believe I'm 24. All right, let's get some extra damage here. All right, so for this group, for sure, you want to be a little bit careful. I pulled a lot, but that's because I hope nobody dies to pennies. All right, that was a lot of damage. We have some Sanguine coming up. Alright, so these are the last two. We're going to get one last Sanguine puddle. And then she should actually follow me. Perfect. I am going to wait for my healer. I don't want to pull the whole next room with 50% HP. We're good now. And I am going to slow down. This isn't a Nightbane run. This is a plus 11. So I'm going to take it easy. Now with that last pull, I know exactly kind of where we are as far as damage and as far as healing goes. So we're going to have another death right there. It's for some more Sanguine. We have pennies being cast over there. Yeah, just get them out of Sanguine. Yeah, so we do have some more pulls, some more DPS pulling, but it's fine. This group isn't doing bad. The other group, we were having a lot of deaths, and still somebody was pulling for me. All right, we did have one death. All right, we had to throw the bad luck out the window. So we are getting a lot of those pennies. Yeah, if one of those pennies hits you, you're as good as dead. Unless you're a tank, maybe you can survive like 2 or 3 of those hits. But it's still gonna be rough. Oh man, that's a lot of deeps. Oh, and I went down. I wonder, it was just melees. Melees and coins. Oh, is that why someone's saying that the healer went AFK? Might have been it. I didn't think I was getting hit that hard. Yeah, he was walking back. Okay, so the healer was alive but walking back, and I didn't see that. I am in the US servers, Maniac. I am in North America, server Terralion. That's good, Luis. Luis, as long as if you're focusing haste as your best stat, you're fine with all the other stuff. Mastery, if you have your 2-piece tier set bonus, your mastery, like it's not gonna matter that much, because with haste uptime, that extra mastery you get through your bonus is gonna be amazing. And yeah, you lose a lot of health. I lose like, I think 1.5, 1.8 health, something. Yeah, you lose a lot. And yeah, with Devastator, you can make it worse if you are definitely clipping yourself. So Devastator is good only if you're really watching it. I think the big thing to note with Devastator is if you get a Shield Slam proc, use it. That's the big massive note to keep in mind. You don't want to waste your Shield Slam procs. The reason you're going Devastator and the reason why Devastator is better is for those Shield Slams. So if you have a Shield Slam proc, if it takes you more than 2 globals to hit it, you're doing it wrong. But if you hit it within 1 global, let's say you're in the middle of doing another action, Shield Slam comes off of cooldown, you'll be fine. You just don't want it to sit for too long. And that's normally 1 global is acceptable, 2 globals is you don't want to be there. So yeah, Devastator can definitely be detrimental if you're doing it wrong. Oh, that was a lot of volcanic. Yeah, this particular lower Kara, I don't recommend it. If you guys haven't done lower Kara this week, with Westfall Story, it's not too good. It's a lot of just dancing. Although since we don't have Tyrannical, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's still a lot of oh no. I got that knockback at that exact moment. Oh no, most people are down. I just realized it. $2 mil? Do you guys think we can do it? Do you guys think we can do 2 mil damage? I think we can do it. Time for Tony to die. 6 mil? We got this. Yeah, we got this. We can solo this. No big deal. Come on. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. We got that solo ability. And we're still getting these goddamn volcanics. Why is this guy not disappearing? Yeah, the fact that this guy is still in combat, no one can release right now. And it's spawning volcanic underneath me. See that? For some... Alright, he disappeared. We should be good now? Yeah, we're good now. Everybody can release. I can't res anyone. That was... That didn't go as planned. But at least we got it down. That was like a good 10%. Without anyone else. So everybody's running back now. No broken key. We avoided the full wipe. Yeah, if you guys haven't done lower Kara, that's gonna be tough. The opera event this week. The good news is none of those ads spawn Sanguine. That would have been even worse if all of those Murlocs and Defias, Cutthroats and stuff spawn Sanguine. Alright, we're almost good. We're almost good to go. Alright, we're good. So I do want to pull these guys slowly because they do a lot of AoE and they're going to be dropping Sanguine. So I don't want to be anywhere near Volcanic, anywhere near their poetry slams. Anywhere near that final curtain especially. Yeah, you guys see that final curtain damage on that monk. That monk almost got one shot. So we are going to get Sanguine soon. I'm going to run out of here. I'm going to get the next pull going. Alright, yeah, with all these poetry slams, you definitely want to find a place to hide. You can't really get away from Final Curtain. That just happens when they die. It's non-interruptible. But everything else, you can get away from. You can actually slam them or stun them out of their poetry slams as well. But that final curtain is definitely one that you want to avoid being anywhere near. Especially if they do that spotlight, they do extra damage in that. We have one more person. There it is. We're good to go. We cleared that up. Yeah, actually, Ragan, I was very upset about that. I was really upset about that because I remember we wiped once and I was like, wait, isn't there a... Nope. Not anymore. You have to rotate your stuns for these singers just because of that Firelance portal. That Firelance portal will be the death of you for sure if you don't rotate your stuns. And they pulled all these patrons. Alright. So I for sure don't want to pull the next singers right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these guys as close to this old Sanguine as possible without falling into Volcanic. So hopefully there's one of the Sanguines. I'm going to try to maximize as much of this space as I can because those singers require our full attention. I have a Volcanic here. Step back a little bit. Utilize every corner of this room to drop that Sanguine in. I think we should be fine now. We should have enough space for 3 more Sanguines. So that was 2 of them. Here's the last one. He'll be fine just by. Oh no. All right, we kept a pretty good timer on that. We avoided what we could. Let's interrupt that Firelance portal. But you will see people go down with that Firelance portal. It does a lot of AoE damage. We also have a Sanguine down there, but it's hard to get all that movement and pick up threat at the exact same time. So let's keep trying to get them out of the Sanguine. And then last person. Hopefully they run through here. Alright, last Sanguine puddle. I'm going to try to get it over here in this corner so nobody really walks into it. Alright, perfect. Oh man, Arcano Crystal is very, very, very good. For Arcano Crystal is a Withered Gem trinket, right? That one's very good for everybody. It doesn't matter what kind of tank you are. Arcano Crystal is over budget on everything. So yeah, if you can get your hands on an Arcano Crystal for sure, it's very good. You don't want to pull too many of these ushers in a high level mythic, especially right now. They're going to be doing a lot more damage. Also, make sure you don't miss a flashlight. As a tank, if you miss a flashlight, someone's going to die. We do have one padding usher, and I don't know where he is. There he is. Yeah, a lot of guilds, when guild levels were added, a lot of guilds worked really hard on getting guild level 25. I mean, you had to do like guild runs and then just do your weeklies. You basically had those weekly challenges, and a lot of people worked really hard on that. And now the only real thing you get is the mailbox, right? Mailbox, and you can buy it. You can buy the BOAs. You can buy the mount, but as terms of perks that you can use out in the real world besides mounts or BOAs at max level, you only really have a mailbox and like, oh, and running faster when you're dead. Alright, let's clear these guys. We're still doing pretty good time for just a plus 11. It's not great. We do need someone to try to get rid of that. Uh-oh. 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 There's no Sanguine in there yet, so I'll try to keep him out here a little bit more. Nope. I think this is going to be another wipe, but we'll see. We do have another Sanguine that just dropped right there. Another Sanguine that's going to drop right here. Come on. Yeah, with the buffed area of Sanguine, it definitely is a little bit more detrimental. Alright, some of this area cleared. That's how long we've been here pulling this trash. We do have another Sanguine. Let's move him out. Yeah, that was... My healer died a while back, and I didn't have heals for a lot of that. But we did get the necessary packs down. Everybody is going this way. There is a bit of a shortcut the other way, but since there are people halfway through, it would actually just split our group up. But for a plus 11, we're not doing too bad. Most of the trash is gonna happen right before Morose and right before Tumen. This trash is harder hitting trash, which is where most of your wipes are gonna come from. Your wipes might happen in Morose as well, but this week we don't have Tyrannical. We have Fortified, so Morose shouldn't be crazy difficult. I mean, that's the hope anyway. That's the hope. And we should be able to jump down this balcony. The run back on Karazhan's is still a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, if you guys haven't been able to see so far, Sanguine hurts a lot more than it used to, and it's also bigger puddles. So the puddles are probably about twice as big, and they hurt maybe, I would honestly say it hurts maybe 3 times as bad. I don't remember reading anything on the patch notes that they were buffing the damage it does, but it sure feels like it. If they didn't, it really feels like it. Alright. My healer is not too far behind me. I could start a little bit of this pull just by doing this, LOSing. But yeah, these sentries will range you if you're just too far away, so that's the reason I LOS'd them. So you do see I did LOS those guys as well. If you have a group that'll let you do stuff like that, it makes it a lot easier. If you have a group that's just gonna run in all the time, it might be a little bit more difficult. But like that sentry, he's standing on a Sanguine. I don't know what I can do about it. This is turning out into a really big trash pull when it shouldn't be. And this guardsman is the one you really have to worry about here. Once he starts doing a shield slam, you want to run away from that. You guys will see a cast time coming from this guardsman sometimes. Shield slam, it's coming from the other guardsman back there. And that's the stun. That's what you don't want to happen to you. Let me get this Phantom Hound. So what I'll do is I'll pick up aggro on that last sentry over there. I'll LOS him. And here we go. Alright, so now we have everything rounded up. We survived all of that trash. And now we only have to deal with a little bit of Sanguine before we have to deal with Maiden. The healer is as well. So what I'll do is I'll actually LOS here. Because that sentry was standing... That sentry was standing in Sanguine puddles, so we have to get him out. You can see some of the Sanguine is very difficult to see. You guys see here underneath the carpet. It's pretty hard to see. So you do have to be careful. Alright, so we need to mana up. I believe our healer was and then we'll get this Maiden going. Alright, that was a little bit rough. That's a lot of trash. But lower Karazhan is known to be a lot of trash, unfortunately. So we'll see how we handle Maiden. I think the Morose room is going to be very deadly. We'll see how that goes. So I think everybody's ready. Let's start pulling. I mean, when you're doing anything above a +10, you shouldn't be aiming for 3 chests unless you've done it before. You have a very good group, but if you're doing something like a PUG, when you're doing anything above a +10, aim for 1 or 2 chests. Because if you start going too fast, you're gonna cause too many wipes, and that 3 chests will turn into no chests very, very quickly. So for sure, just aim for 1. Aim for 1 or 2 depending on how good your group is doing. Again, if you're in a pre-made, you can go ahead and aim for the +3. So here we go. I think we lost the first chest already. Yeah, we have 6 minutes left. We have a lot of enemy forces. We don't have to worry about enemy forces because we pulled an extra group in here. So we'll be fine with that. Let's just run over, get our shortcut going. Alright, so here what you do is you jump over this. Hug that pillar, jump over, and here we have a lot of room right now to run to. We are going to be getting a lot of Sanguine, so we have to be very careful. I already saw some Sanguine stacks go off. The fact that he can slow is really deadly. You guys see all of that Sanguine happening. Also, everybody else died. So we might get another ad here. Yeah, we did get another ad. We'll see if we can survive till everybody else shows up. Now that the Sanguine wore off, we have a lot of this room to work with, so that's good. We're about to get a second Sanguine of this waiter. We were able to hold off till our group came back, so that's good. So we'll wait, see how this goes. We do have 2 people missing. I think our healer is out. Oh god. Yeah, so that was a pull because of the jump there. We'll get this waiter out of that Sanguine. I don't think there's any more pats at this point. No, we're good on pats. So we are definitely gonna have to use the traps for this. It seems like it'll be pretty rough. I don't know if Morose ads. I haven't done lower and since 7.2 came out, since Sanguine got buffed, so I don't know if the ads are gonna drop Sanguine. We'll find out. We did get one ad. There was another pat. We're gonna finish off these ads. We only had one elite, so we can just go back and just start pulling all these ads. And that guy went down. We don't want him in Sanguine. We're good. Alright, so at this point, it's just us and Morose. Who do we have? Baroness definitely needs to be trapped. Everybody else is melee, but Baroness does a mana drain that'll make your healer in about 2 or 3 ticks. And yeah, Luke, if you have, do you have your bracers? Devastator with the bracers means that you heal yourself all day. Yeah, so if you have your tanking bracers and Devastator, all of the rage you're making and you're spending on yourself, on your ignore pains, on your revenges, is going to make you heal for crazy, crazy amounts. So I am going to focus on Baroness just because of that mana drain. When that happens, you want to interrupt her every time, guaranteed. So there it is, 1 death, and I don't think we got Sanguine. No Sanguine. It counts as part of the boss encounter, so that's good. Alright, we're about to get more ads. After this coat check is cleansed off. Alright. I don't want to run in there with coat check. I'm stuck on a damn chair. Alright. So once we keep kiting these guys a little bit, you don't want to be standing in that whirlwind. And the coat check needs to be cleansed off immediately. So we should be getting Darius down first. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Everybody else died. Let's see. With this coat check, I really, really doubt it. Yeah, that coat check is definitely not going to let us do anything. Alright. It was a good attempt. Morose bested us. And we'll release, take the shortcut, run back over there. So the shortcut is going left, by the way. Yeah, the bracer legendaries, Luke, those are gonna make you heal for a ton. Yeah, I barely got the bracers myself. I got the bracers last week, so I haven't had them for too long either. Luis, good luck on that plus 12 HOV. That's gonna be tough. The first few, if you get into the hallway, you'll be fine. Those first, the first pull with the dragon, or the second pull you do with the dragon, that's gonna be tough. And then right after Himdall, that big pull, that's also gonna be tough. The bracers are, yeah, since they're legendaries, they're just, you just get them when you get them. Unless you want to go do Broken Shore and farm nether shards, and then you can buy bracers with the relinquished tokens and try to see if you can fish for them that way. That's the only way to target legendaries, is to do nether shard farming and target them with relinquished tokens. Nicolas, that's funny you say that. Vault, Neltharian's Lair, and HOV are my favorite dungeons for sure. My least favorite dungeons are going to be Archway and Court of Stars. Those are my two. Those I avoid. I avoid doing them like the plague. But Vault and HOV and Neltharian's Lair for sure my favorite ones. Horn of Valor is not good for a tank, Luis. Luis, let me see if I can pull something up for you. Give me 1 second, Luis. Luis, if you need help with tanking trinkets, look at that. That sheet will tell you everything you need to know, in what order, how good they are, what their use is. Everything you need to know about tanking trinkets is right there. All right, so we're still waiting on this healer to get over here. Yeah, Luke, it's not a bad way to go. It helps you target legendaries, but it gets really repetitive. After a while, you're just like you just zone out. All right, so we need. Do they have traps? I don't think anybody has a trap. I see one person has a trap. All right. I am going to trap Mr. Whirlwind, which I believe is Darius. So we'll give it a shot. Yeah, Luke, you gotta try to realm hop at that point. Yeah, if you're having a lot of trouble with Alliance and Horde, you can just start realm hopping, finding different LFG groups. All right, so Baroness is down. Now we have to get this Crispin down, and I'll pull Druger first. So at 65%, all of the traps break. Hopefully Druger gets down way before that. Yeah, we're at 72. We'll be fine. I'll give the healer a little bit of time to catch up before pulling anything else. But actually, everybody's good now. We'll be fine. So again, with that coat check, you do want to get a cleanse off right away, because then after that, if I get a garrote on top of that coat check, that'll be the death of me. So be careful. If you're a healer or if you're a tank, let your healer know to cleanse that magical debuff off of you. So we should be fine on Morose this time around. We handled our traps and the way we kill things a lot better. Is our healer sitting down? It looked like it. Alright, we'll see how the trash right before attunement is with this increased Sanguine. Sanguine is definitely at a much higher peg than it used to be. It used to be just a really slightly bothersome affix. Nothing to really worry about. With this Warden, I'm going to pull him back here so that I can LOS the next pull. I do think we probably ran out of time for this key. Yeah, the time for this key is over. We're still going to get the completed, and there is still some pieces that I do need from lower, so hopefully I get something. So again, LOS pull. They're all non-elites, so even if you kill them all in the Sanguine, they shouldn't even have enough time to heal up. We are going to get one pull right here. I'm going to take this pull all the way back. There's no need to fight for space when you're doing any of these pulls. Alright, we're good to go. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to pull everything back into this hallway so that we can drop the Sanguines in here. I think the death of this key for sure came in the few wipes we had. We had a few unnecessary wipes like Opera. I don't know why that was a wipe. That was a failure in mechanics. That was not, you know, avoiding the fire, avoiding the water. And then the wipe on Morose. That's the only wipe that I feel was warranted. Morose is pretty damn difficult. So we'll just pull slow at this point. We lost the chest. So let's just take it easy, get our AP, and get the hell out of here. So in this pull, you definitely want to pull the right-hand side first. If you pull the back pull first, everything will pull with you. I do mean everything. All of the blacksmiths will come over and slap you in the face. Alright, with that burning brand, get away from your group. You don't want that. And if you ever see them casting smash, you want to get the hell out of that too. So there was one. Here's another. We have a Sanguine in there. Start running out. 2 smashes coming out. There's more Sanguine in there. Get out. Alright. We're good. We lived. How's our mana doing? Our mana's fine. Let's get the next pull going. Always check your healer's mana before you just keep going. So our healer went down to that. For some reason, we got an extra pull in there. So I need to survive at this point. That's what I'm battling for. I have 26% HP. Let me try getting some crit blocks. I'm going to be definitely kiting them up and down these stairs. That's the only hope I have to survive. Alright. Hopefully I won't die. Oh, and I barely clipped that Sanguine and went down. Our healer just got back, so I should be fine for a res. That kind of sucks. I lived for that long kiting those Glocks. I took a Reese's. That's why I wiped. That's exactly why I died on that pull. Man. All right. We should be good to go though. That was probably going to be the roughest pull. The blacksmith, and then we stacked up a bunch of these chargers and healing hands on it, and I wasn't able to stand in there. Had no healer. Shouldn't get a lot worse than that. It should get a lot better. And yeah, Luke, you're not gonna get carpal tunnel anymore. You don't have to spam devastate anymore while using devastator. For sure, that's like a really welcome change. It makes you feel, I don't know, it makes the rotation feel better, because the other one you're just spamming and spamming and spamming and spamming. So I'll get some damage in here, but for sure I'm going to be pulling these guys back a little bit. Oh no, not on top of the volcanic. I think our healer died to that volcanic. Man, when healers die, that sucks. It's like you then start slowly dying as well. There's not much you can do about it. That interrupt! Oh no. Oh no. This Infernal Contract is amazing. If you guys have ever gotten an Infernal Contract from Gul'dan, I suggest you use it. It is a really good trinket. We got this. We got this. We don't need no stinking healers. This, when the healer goes down, it actually feels like you're doing the Mage Tower challenge. So if you guys want to practice for the Mage Tower challenge, just do something above +10 and have your healer die halfway through. Tyler, you made it. You made it. It's still going. And yeah, man, this week is definitely a better week to run into Mythic pluses. As long as you don't get a lot of wipes like this. We're getting unfortunately this +11 has way too many wipes. We didn't make the chest. But if you run with people you know, this week is definitely a week to push high Mythic pluses. Hopefully Glocks will carry me through a +15 later. Right, Glocks? What legendaries do you have? The boss doesn't one-shot people. Are you talking about like if you're tanking it, the Shield of Light? When you get that shield that's gonna knock you back, pop some magic mitigation. If you're a Prot Warrior, just do... Oh shit. This is a wipe. If you're a Prot Warrior, just use a Spell Reflect at that exact same moment, and you'll be fine. But you shouldn't be getting one shot by that boss. You should be fine. We're getting Sanguine on the boss. I think I do need to get that add-on, the Who Pulled add-on. But yeah, if you guys haven't done the Mage Tower challenge, for sure, get a group where your healer is just going down. That's rough. That's rough. Feet and chest. Oh, 7% leech. Leech is great, especially if you're running If it's necrotic weak, necrotic does not affect leech. So the more leech you have on your gear, the less necrotic is going to be really hurting you. And yeah, the boots that only make you run faster. That's all you have? Just one legendary so far? You need to do your just start farming mythic pluses or something to get some more. Alright, let's get a repair. Run back in. We should have like 2 more mobs to kill before we kill this boss. Oh, the ring is a really good ring, Sarnith, yeah. And gloves are still the best thing you can get. But yeah, the ring is still really nice. There's also the new trinket. The trinket is definitely something I want to get my hands on and see how it works out. I think the trinket has a lot of uses for mythic pluses. I think in raids it's a little limited, but in mythic pluses for sure I see that trinket being used. Since you only have one legendary, you can even jump into LFR. Jumping into LFR, as long as you kill a boss, you have a chance of getting your legendaries. So jump into LFR and do that, and if not, you can even just do like your daily heroics. You don't need to do anything for legendaries. You don't need to do anything super crazy. You don't need to go super high or anything. You don't need to run heroic night hold. You can just do LFR and do heroics, and you can get them. I've seen people get them from normal dungeons, not even daily heroics. Alright. Finally completed this Kara. At this point, we just have to worry about Volcanic. To get into high level mythics, I use the LFG tool. So I look at LFG and I apply to any groups. If you're 893, you should easily be able to jump into a plus 10. There might be some people that, you know, are picky about the plus 10, but you should easily be able to do a plus 10 if they give you a shot. But yeah, just use the LFG tool. So right now, let me get out of this group and I'll show you the LFG tool real quick. So yeah, if you're just use this group finder tool, go into pre-made groups and dungeons, you can find all sorts of things here. Like right now, there's a +8, there's +5s, +5s, +9, +7. So I mean, if you're having trouble, just apply to these. Whether you're a tank, healer, or DPS, just start applying to all this stuff. And you can apply to up to 5 at the same time, so you can just start applying to anything you would run, and eventually you'll get in somewhere. But alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We got to see the new Sanguine. It's actually a lot tougher than it used to be. I'm going to end the live stream here. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for supporting me, liking my videos, subscribing, sharing it with all of your guilds and Discord, everything you guys do. Thank you guys for all of that. And if you guys want to support the channel directly, I do have a Patreon. It's linked in the description, patreon.com/befuddled_gaming. So if you guys want to support me on there, there are perks. You guys get access to videos early. You guys get input on what videos are going to be on the channel depending on what you guys do. And you guys will for sure always be in the credits. So I want to thank you guys for supporting me. It's not necessary to support me on Patreon. It just helps the channel that much more. So thank you guys for being here with me on the live stream every Wednesday. And I'll see you guys later. And as always, good luck tanking out there.